Hello, hello. Hello, everyone there. I'm Chris, Strategic Partnerships Manager here at Intaker. Some of you may have met me before. Some of you may have seen me on a meeting or a few emails from me. But if I haven't met you yet, hello and welcome. Sorry, I got my phone here. There's a reason. The reason is Intaker mobile app. You've asked for it. We've got it. We're solving a lot of these major pain points now. Some of the few things that you can now do by having Intaker in your pocket. Speed is king. Things are happening immediately now. You're getting immediate notifications in your phone. You can speak to people through the app on your phone. You don't have to be tied to your desk anymore. You don't have to worry, oh, I'm leaving the office. What are going to happen to my leads? We got you. We got you with the app. I'm very excited to show this to you. There's a few really great things we can do here. But just kind of overall, here's what I'm going to be kind of mentioning today when I'm talking about the Intaker mobile app. What are you going to get out of it? What are you going to see from it? And what can you do with it? One, it's available now. I'll just say that. So if you haven't gotten the app yet, reach out to us and let us know. We're going to get you that app. What can you do with it? Receive instant notifications. You're already getting those. You can get your email notifications. You can get your text notifications. Those are all there. And now you can get a notification directly to your phone as an in-app notification. Those notifications and badges, you can do that with this. You can respond immediately utilizing the app. You can do pretty much most of the lead management you're already doing. You can bring that with you on your phone so you're not tied to your desk anymore. If you're up and you're about, you're moving around, you could still get things done. You could still know that everything is happening in the blink of an eye, as fast as Intaker, essentially. Let's kind of think of it like this way. You're a manager of a solo firm. You're doing it all yourself. And the time it takes you to drive from your office to the courthouse, you've probably gotten maybe 10 emails, maybe 15 text messages. And a lot of it, let's be honest, is probably junk. It's people trying to send you things. It's people trying to sell you stuff. It's stuff you don't really care about. It's things that are just filling up inboxes. And you may have gotten an Intaker text notification or an Intaker email notification saying you have a new lead while you were doing that. Or you've landed at the courthouse and you're still getting those things. You've now turned your phone on to do not disturb because you wanted to give all of your time and effort to your work. So you say, I don't need the spam texts. I don't need the spam emails. You might lose some emails. Some new text leads might come in. Some new leads might happen. You can actually have the notification set up so that even if everything else is shut off, you'll still be notified immediately whenever a new lead comes in through Intaker. Now, let's carry that a little bit further. Say you got that lead. You got the lead notification from the mobile notifications in app. You click that button. You've gone in, and now you see your lead. This lead's called Elvis Presley. Let's take a look at Elvis Presley here now. So I've got the information here. I've got the details of the lead. I've got the activities. Let's just say this is the chat transcript. I'm looking at it in the app. I have all of the information here. Looks like a pretty good lead to me. Maybe not good enough for that auto retainer to send, but it's a good one. So let me see. And I've gotten to the end here and I see, okay, they're injured. This is someone I can help. I have at the very bottom of my chat, at the very end of my chat, I have a booking link because I want people to be able to book with me. I can see here that they were shown that booking link. They had the opportunity to schedule an appointment, but they didn't. And this is a good lead. I want to make sure that they get into my meeting. I want to make sure that I can actually speak with them. So let me say, okay, this is a really good lead. I've already sent that automated text. I've already sent that automated email. So that first touch is already done. You're already better than, I believe it is 52% of all firms who don't actually respond to anybody. So you're already better than them. And one more step, you say, okay, I do want you to actually come through. I can send a text here. If you see on the app here, I see this blue plus sign in the bottom right-hand corner. I want to send them a text. I want to say, look, I don't have the time to call you, but I do want you to schedule. Let me send an SMS. And instead of having to type all of this out, which I could do, I can obviously type this out. I can send a one-off text here, but I can also, I've built a text template just for this scenario. I have a template called schedule. So I can come in here, click schedule, click done. And now I have a personalized templated email to Elvis saying, I saw you completed the chat, but you didn't set up a meeting. I would love to speak with you. Can you use this link to find a time? And if I hit send, now I've sent that text. There it is, sending, right there. Hello. Now I know that worked out really well. I can automatically just get that information. I can set that meeting. I can send that text. Took me no time at all. Let's say, for instance, you're in a different scenario. Let's say Elvis came through and I looked at that chat transcript. And it wasn't a case I take. Just not someone I take these cases, but I do have a friend who I refer these cases out to. And I want to get that referral started. I could send a text. I could send a templated text. But I can also do one more thing. I can come in here. I see the chat. I'm going to get out of that chat. I can go into his details. And I can actually, if you see the status here as new lead, I've set up an AI workflow in the Intaker dashboard so that anytime I set someone to a status called bad fit, it will refer them out. It will send them a text, and it'll also update the status in my system to bad fit. So I know, one, text has been sent, they've been referred out, and I don't have to worry about looking at that lead anymore. If I'm looking through my CRM and I say, oh, what's going on with Elvis? Oh, Elvis was a bad fit. Sorry, Elvis, we just can't help. And now I have that bad fit sent. So now I've been able to accept a good lead. I've been able to respond to a good lead, and I've been able to politely decline a bad lead. So even by saying no, I'm able to say no in a polite way. I'm able to leave a positive impact on that potential client who's not mine, who's now maybe my referral partner's client. So they're happy, I'm happy. Might get a Google review out of that. We'll take that. Let's say one other thing. I think if any of you have had meetings with me, you've probably heard I say a line. I say it a lot. But when explaining chat, I do like to say, they're not always calling. They're not always walking in the door. You're not always going to meet them outside. But I have an app now. What if I do meet them outside? I'm already getting leads through chat. I'm already getting leads through text. I'm getting leads through Google LSAs. I met a guy, and he hurt himself. I'm a personal injury lawyer in this scenario. And I'm talking to him, and I can actually help this person. I'm on my app. I'm not at my desk. I'm out. I can add a new lead from my app. So I can just say, hey, Steven Spielberg. I live in LA. It's possible. I could meet Steven Spielberg. Don't say I couldn't. I could probably meet Steven Spielberg. And maybe he needs my help. And his phone number is a Sacramento area code. So now I've added a new lead even where I am. So if I'm not in my office, it's not coming in through chat. I can now grab leads everywhere, anywhere. I'm manually inputting a lead through here. I spoke to Steven. He said it's okay to send him a text. So now I have text consent. Now I'm all above board here. And now I can start sending him texts. I can send him emails. So no matter where I am, I'm not tied to my desk. Everything's happening immediately. I'm getting those notifications. Let's say you're not an owner. Let's say you're an intake manager. You're part of the intake team. You're a paralegal who has to deal with intake. You have leads coming in. What are you supposed to do with them? I want to make sure nothing gets dropped. I want to make sure all of our leads are spoken to. I want to make sure that everyone that comes in gets touched. We already have that automatic text that's going out. We already have that automatic email that's going out. What can I do in the Intaker CRM from here to make sure that everything is happening the way it needs to happen? Let's go to George. Old George Lucas. Again, I'm in LA. I could have met him, okay? Don't worry. There's a few things you can do as someone who is maybe not the most senior person on your team, but you do need to get these things done. I can still, in here, I can send texts. I can send them an SMS from here. And one of the beautiful things about that is that you're sending text from your Intaker number. So there's never a situation where now you have a lead who's coming in and they're receiving text messages from 4 or 5 different numbers. They're receiving text messages and they don't know who exactly to respond to. Everyone is texting, sending an SMS from the same number, in the same voice. That lead knows who it is when it's coming through. You can come in here and you can say, hi, George, and you can send your messages like that. I'm not going to send that one, but I can do one other thing. Let's say I was drafting a text and I didn't actually know what to say, or I wanted a little bit of extra feedback. Let me exit and save it. I'm just going to save that as a draft. Now when I go back, I can see, okay, this is what I was saying. This is the feedback I got. Now I can edit that. I can send that from here. I can ask for any feedback that I need to. Everything is done inside the app. One other thing that I'm able to do here, you may have seen that, I can create notes. So if I needed to send myself a note, you'll also see here, send e-sign schedule. There's a few things that are coming soon on this here. We're very excited about that. But if I wanted to create a real quick note, this is for me or for someone on the team to say, hey, called and he didn't respond. Just in case you wanted to make sure that someone had plenty of visibility over everything that was going on, I'm going to create that there. I can also come in here as similarly like I was doing if I was the owner of the firm. I can make sure that I'm staying accountable. I can say new lead. I can change the status now. I can change to follow up one time. And I can set up a workflow that can send texts and emails through there. I can send a text message again at that point if I wanted to, but I can also just use this as a simple visibility exercise. I followed up with him today. I'm going to follow up with him again tomorrow. What if, kind of zooming a little bit further out now, you're managing people and you want to make sure that everybody on your team is being, accounted for, and you want to make sure that none of these leads are being lost. What happens a lot of times is with a system, you don't know. Maybe there's 1 or 2, 3 leads that fall through the cracks. Coming through chat, if you're not automatically responding to them, they may have never gotten a response from you. You've lost them there. They've got that text, they got that email, but someone wasn't on top of it, maybe. I don't want that to happen, please don't. But if it does happen sometimes, so we got to make sure there's something in place for it. What do we do? I want to make sure that everyone on my team is following up with all these leads. I can take a look right here on the leads page. I see all of the leads here. I see their name. I see their status. That status, whenever it was updated, it'll say what's going on here. So we have new lead. We have new lead. I've got Elvis Presley. Sorry, buddy, that's a bad fit. What if I said, I've spoken to this person and I need you to call them? Or maybe it's that point of the conversation where you did your initial intake, we had that conversation, and now I need to move it on to the next person in line. It's no longer my task, it's now somebody else's task. So I'm going to go into George Lucas and I'm going to say, I am creating a task. I can now give somebody else something to do. Called and did initial intake. And period, send retainer. And I'm going to task Chris on this. I can have anybody on my team. I can task any user, or I can task a team. So if you have a team of people and you say, I want all of you guys, one of you just do it. You could task a team, but you can also just task an individual. And let's create that task. But I have a pending task now for Chris. It's going to be sitting on his desk, ready for him to respond. And by desk, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner here, I am Chris now. I am now seeing all of the tasks that I need to do today. And I have that new task for George Lucas, called and did initial intake, send retainer. So now I have all of the leads coming in. I'm automatically being notified of those leads whenever they come in through texting, through email, but through mobile notifications. I have in-app notifications on my phone. Badges, sounds, however you want to set up your notifications, you can do that on your phone. I have the automated texts that are already being sent out. I can send texts from here. I can send text templates from here. I can task other people from here. I can make sure that if I'm changing my lead statuses, it's going to trigger that workflow to send more text messages. Nobody falls through the cracks. Full accountability wherever you are in your pocket. There's a lot of really exciting features already built into this, and there's a lot of really exciting features coming through as well. So get on the app now, start using it, and as you can see, as it makes, gets more powerful and starts to solve even more of your problems, it's only going to get better. And I'm so excited for you guys to be able to jump on this now. If you have any questions, again, reach out to us. Reach out to your account manager, your success manager. Reach out to Chris@integer.me. Just send me an email. Say, Chris, what's going on with that app? I'm happy to point you in the right direction. If you'd like to skip all of that sending emails, you can scan the QR code that you see right there. That's going to take you to TestFlight. You can download TestFlight. Inside of there, you'll be able to download the Intaker app for iOS. Android users, we've got you covered. We're coming out with an Android app very soon as well. So don't worry, it's in the works, and we will absolutely keep you updated. The minute that's available, you're going to be able to grab it. Otherwise, looking forward to seeing you on the app. Thanks. See you later.